test. Okay, is this? Oh, hey, cool, this is working. Welcome to another episode of StarchCast. As you can see, it's me, Sentient Potato, with your host, Camoku. Come say hi, my dude.
Hey guys, I'm back again. Let's go. So, it's gonna be another random day. It's a no format Friday. Um,
Is it Friday? Shit.
yeah, it's Friday.
Man, I had the
Just,
worst friggin' laundromat trip today.
jeez, what
Like,
happened?
oh, I went just, because I figured, alright, let's go and get some laundry washed. Okay, whatever. The washing was fine, other than the
Mm-hmm.
fact it was like 625, actually maybe been 675, like per wash session. So
Yeah,
I barely got like 3 bags of clothes washed, and then the dryers, 25 cents per 4 minutes. Okay, whatever. But then the dryers weren't even powerful enough to actually dry anything. So I
yeah.
had to bring my still sopping wet clothing I say, but it was bedding. But my sopping wet bedding back, just right in my own damn clothes dryer. And, man.
Yeah,
But at least I got to check out the pottery shop and the gaming shop. That was nice.
nice. Yeah.
What have you had
You
on your
you find
plate
you
recently?
find anything good? Well, let's see. For me, still in between jobs. If we're talking about IRL stuff. Apart from that, tinkering more and having to figure out why exactly Asus doesn't want to play nice with a Linux system.
I think it's just
Um,
standard Linux jank, dude. I find like if I run my system like I would normally with Windows,
mhm,
like with Pop! OS at least, it destabilizes and I have to shut off the computer for a bit and just kind of leave it off. But sometimes just a quick restart will fix it. But sometimes I'll notice my recovery partition will just unmount, which is,
yeah,
fun. But I think it's just standard Linux jank now,
right.
unfortunately.
Okay, yeah.
But
Um,
sorry for cutting you off, dude.
no. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say, sorry for cutting you off, dude. What else you got to say?
No, I was gonna say, apart from that, the geez, there's been a lot that actually I've been looking into. Like, what is it? There's been That's like, let's see. Well, I've been waiting on recovering from these stitches that are in my jaw. Like, I haven't been able to go to work out. Now that I think I'll be starting to do that in the next few days. Been looking through workout stuff, and then also, um, spent some time in DC. That was pretty fun. And I went to the Smithsonian's, what was it? Living History Museum, I think is what it was, or just History Museum.
Nice.
Dude, their freaking mineralogy exhibits were insane because they actually had full on meteor fragments just sitting about.
That
Stuff
is
was
really
cold to the
cool.
touch. Yeah,
Like,
and they're all like iron meteorites, so unfortunately, there's no iridium or anything.
still, meteorites are incredibly cool, regardless of what they're composed of.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, my thing with the Smithsonian is kind of like I kind of have a love hate relationship with them. I'd love to visit, but there's
Hmm.
so many conspiracy theories you'll even see by people who pose as employees. Like you see the
Right.
thing going around, like what was it, 2 years ago, where a quote unquote Smithsonian employee um said that they apparently ground up Nephilim bones. I'm not fucking kidding here to make fucking dinosaur skeletons.
Jesus, man, come on.
And there was like even like video of some sort of powder being made out of shit. It's like, come the fuck, dude. Like, do these people like actually think that fools anyone?
They actually do think it fools people.
No, I mean,
That's
because
the thing.
though I suppose, yeah, because there is a lot of 10th century peasant types on Twitter.
Unfortunately, it's and like I have no hate to these people, but it's like, dude, come on, like a cursory look through not even the internet, just a cursory look through some random stuff in a library, for example, puts all that to rest.
It's stuff like this that makes me understand the people who are like, yeah, there should be a mandatory IQ test before you vote.
See,
Because, yeah,
I understand, but at the same time, I'm like, we had that, and people fucking abused it to have it work in a certain way where it's like, it's like congratulations, now a specific demographic of society has had the game rigged against them
Yeah, that
because
does suck.
yeah, because whenever you give someone a way to screw people over, best believe they're gonna figure out a way to screw people over.
To be fair, do they even need the IQ test to do that? They're already doing it anyways.
Nah, they don't even need the IQ test to do that anymore. They just say, yeah, we make it a law now, and fuck you.
Speaking of laws, did you see the thing that just recently happened?
The foreign aid package that was passed by both the Republican Party and the Democrat Party.
No, I'm talking about an entirely different thing.
Oh
A,
damn,
a
what's
militia has just been created in Michigan whose purpose is apparently to preserve the Second Amendment, and the Holton Township Board apparently passed, this resolution, which primarily did two things. For one, it apparently just declared the township to be a quote unquote Second Amendment sanctuary community where, quote, unconstitutional laws controlling firearms will not be recognized. And secondly, apparently there's been an enforcement mechanism created for this resolution in the form of a voluntary community militia whose purpose is to preserve the constitutional right to bear and keep arms.
let's see.
Oh, do you want me to
I'm
send you
gonna
that tweet?
I'm gonna actually just look it up. But yeah, Holton Township. Okay, cool. Let me read this article then real quick because this like part of me is like that's so cool, and then there's the cynic in my head that's going that sounds like glowing material.
Oh yeah, for sure. This all this shit glows. Like I even just
It's like
recently unfollowed a quote right wing account. I say right wing, but like hadn't seemed to show any proclivities one way or another. But like it just said, if Biden wins, I am going to start civil unrest or some stupid
yeah,
shit like that.
no.
It's like, dude, shut the fuck up, Fed, and get your ass back to Quantico. No one fucking believes your shit.
Nobody in the town will be required to join. Members must supply their own firearms, which must be legal by federal standards. Hold on a second. What? If you guys are going to be Second Amendment, whatever, why does it matter what the federal standards are? That right there,
Exactly.
just, oh my, they can't help but not shoot themselves in the foot when they try to do this. Either
Yep.
go whole hog or don't bother doing the freaking psyop to begin with.
Exactly. It's shit like that. It's like, yeah, I mean, like if this was real and not a fed op, this would be really cool.
You don't know how I know it's a fed up?
Because of that line you just read out.
That line, but then this like two paragraphs down. Governor Gretchen Whitmer signed the law in
Oh,
May
fucking of
of
course
last
it's
year.
Whitmer.
Yeah, and I'm like, if Whitmer signed that, no, that is now irradiated. I don't want to touch it.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's I hadn't realized Whitmer's seen it because I'd only seen the tweet, and I assumed, okay, cool, a militia, okay, actually following the
Yeah,
Constitution to a certain degree, and then yeah, hadn't even fucking realized. Of course, it's fucking Whitmer, man. Didn't she already fucking play this game with the last quote unquote plot to kidnap her or whatever?
yeah, pretty much. Which they already proved that the guys were being they were trying to lead them in that direction, and the whole case had to be thrown out because the FBI's fingerprints were all over it.
If there's a
Well,
three-letter agency, they're gonna do that shit.
yeah, they tried to puppeteer the poor guys, and lucky for them, though, they caught on. They were smart enough to be like, nope, I'm out.
Thank fuck for that.
See, like 61% of Americans think it is too easy to get a gun in the U.S.
Bullshit.
Oh, you
Are
poor,
these
you
61% of
sweet.
Americans in the fucking suburbs?
It's a Pew Research finding, and I'm just reading it, going, "Oh, you sweet summer child, you don't know what you don't know."
Yeah.
58% supporting stricter gun laws.
Are
My
those people
my
in college towns?
my fellow human. What? No, the fact that there's like there's 28 different states that are doing constitutional carry now. It's no, there's no 58%. The fuck's wrong with you?
They just can't help but make up statistics to try to fool people.
No, it's just the simple fact that they can like you said, they went to a college town or they went to a literal city, only did their polling there and didn't bother polling people in rural counties or anything like that or out in the sticks. And then just base their statistics off of that and went, oh look, this proves that 58% extrapolate from there.
And I'd
This proves
almost
that half
wager
the
to
country
you,
wants it.
like, I'd almost wager to you, those cities were the more rich areas where they happen to have private security and all that shit just to make sure the riffraff stays out.
Yep. Uh, uh, it's pretty sad because these are also the same people that will then, when the city's starting to fall apart, pass a law saying that the rural countries have to hand over all the rural counties have to hand over all their resources to maintain the city.
Yep, and they'll also scream for defunding the police while having major freaking different like piles of shit. Fucking private security. That's the word I was thinking of.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably
You
not too
can't
wrong with
have
my
the guns, but
descriptors
my
too.
you can't have the gun, but my private security that's worth, 6-figure salary is definitely gonna have all the firepower they need.
Oh yeah, did you hear? It's the Pinkertons. I got these guys recommended from these Wizards of the Coast folk. Real lovely people.
It's
Fuck.
man, there's a phrase I never thought I'd hear again.
Yeah.
Jeez. For anyone that's wondering, Pinkertons are basically hired guns posing as police. And they from the what the history books show, these guys' moral compass was negligible at best. They didn't have one to speak of. It's whatever the money was being paid for, that was the job.
Yep.
And if the job required putting a couple people down, then so be it. That was the job, and a lot of them didn't care.
And for those of you guys who don't understand the joke I was making, at one point, a person who happened to be a fan of a Wizards of the Coast property happened to get something early. And instead of Wizards of the Coast like sending an email like, "Hey, can we get this back?" or "Hey, don't talk about this online. Here's a cease and desist." Oh no, they sent the fucking Pinkertons after this person.
Yeah, wasn't it? It was the dude. He got like a collector's box for a set that hadn't been out yet on accident, which he paid for. He paid for a specific set, and they actually accidentally sent him a set that wasn't ready for commercialization yet.
Something like that, yeah. Which is still insane to me. But like, I'd
That's
have just been
funny.
like, okay, so we fucked up. Can you send this back to us, or like, we'll not do anything, but just please keep quiet until we have this set out. We are willing to provide minor incentive. But
Yeah.
nope, nope, Pinkertons.
That almost reminds me of what was it when 2K was I think 2K was releasing. Oh, what were they releasing? They were releasing.
I think it was like Grand Theft Auto the trilogy,
No, no, no,
definitive
not
edition,
Grand
right?
Theft Auto. No, no, no. It was so this one video games reviewer got nuked off the face of the planet by 2K, and I think it was because of it either had to do with Borderlands 3 right up to like before release of Borderlands 3, or it had to do something with the fact that a lot of the people in 2K were doing something very sketchy. And when it came time to start making reviews for Borderlands 3, they did an embargo without putting an embargo.
Shocker there.
But it's basically they threatened with blackballing anyone in the industry if they so much as talked about the game before they even had a chance to do so. And I think they actually went after Upper Echelon when Upper Echelon actually blew the whistle on what the heck 2K was doing.
Which is
But
still
this was like
insane.
years ago. And this dude just happened to notice what was going on and went, hey, that's fucked up. You ain't supposed to do that. Next thing you know, his video gets taken down. He gets a cease and desist. And essentially they sent him an email where they with as much legal jargon as possible, threatened him without threatening him.
Stuff
To
like
where upper
this is just sad, but I'm not surprised. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I was gonna say an upper echelon actually had to lawyer up to basically basically be on guard and continue talking about it because he basically went, you guys fired first, you want this war, let's go. and 2K couldn't couldn't engage, but they definitely went the path of having the fans hate raid upper echelons channel.
Stuff like that is more common than people realize.
Yep.
It's sad, it's sick, it's disgusting, but it is unfortunately extremely common. Like you will see just, shit like this happening like even just in the background. Like nowadays they weaponize shit with the fans of Sweet Baby, uh the Black Girl Gamers crowd, gamer
Yep.
acts, shit like that, and it's like
Yep.
fucking hell.
Then you also have it's basically anything that's a corporation or has corporate ties to BlackRock, basically,
Hmm.
or has some sort of funding attached to the U.S. government's three-letter agencies. It's all irradiated. Like you can't go anywhere near that because you're just asking for trouble that you don't really want. Apart from
Unfortunately.
that, what was it? It's like right now, anyone that's seeing any actual success in just the gaming industry alone is anyone that's an indie. So like again, hold on, let me look up the names for these people because I can think these guys off the top of my head real quick. Um, so let's see. We've got who the hell created this game? I'm trying to. So we got Zeekers, the creator of Lethal Company. That game is still going strong.
Even
Then
had a
we've
pretty good
got
update recently with manners, which
yep.
which seems pretty cool.
There's also another game that's coming out that's basically a rival to Lethal Company, which is called Content Warning.
Which is fun.
Yep. This is a four-person development team, unlike Zeekers having made this thing himself. The Pet Hen Skong, Philip, Zorro, and Will Nil. Sorry, so five people. And they built this thing on Unity, same as how I think Zeekers did it too. I think Zeekers did it on Unity. Yeah, he did. Um,
It still surprises me that people still use Unity considering their past of bad behavior.
well, it's the simple fact that Unity just shot themselves in the leg, saying, "Yeah, we're gonna start charging for you. We're gonna turn this whole thing into a subscription service." And it only kicks in once you actually start making money, and then you have to pay us. And everyone went, if you do this, you lose business. We will get rid of this and use something else. And there are engines out there, like, okay, speaking of that, I
Godot?
can think of one right off the top of my head. Cruelty Squad, for example. It was not built on Unity. That was built on Godot engine, which is similar to Unity, but it's not. Its graphics fidelity isn't there yet because it's an way earlier engine.
I have high
It's
hopes for Godot if I'm being honest here, dude.
Yeah, same, because it's like OBS. It's open source. It's a open source software. You don't need to worry about Unity fucking with it. Like, if I wanted to make a video game, I can use Game Maker. I can use Blender. I can also use Godot. Um, I don't even have to touch Unity. The thing is, it would just take a lot longer because, uh, actually, I think I'm about to eat my own words. Let me see
Wait, couldn't
something
you
real
use
quick.
Unreal?
Yep. Look, I take it back. Here's a screenshot. I'll have to put this up for you,
Which channel are you
but
putting it in?
I'll put it in. Give me
Well,
one
even
quick
show this
second.
one to the chat, depending on what channel you put it in.
Yeah, I'll put it in podcast ideas.
Sounds
Like last
good.
time when we did the one with the Bible burns.
Yeah, I still question that shit.
But look at that. Look at that shit. That is on the Godot engine.
Is that the TARDIS?
No, that's not the TARDIS. Oh, that is the TARDIS. No, that's a fusion engine.
Close
That's a
enough.
fusion reactor. Yeah, that's a fusion reactor. But that is a 3D render in the Godot engine. If it looks that fucking good, I don't need Unity. I can just get on there and learn how to build it off Godot.
Yeah, that is exceptional, my dude.
Yeah, but I have to learn. Like how much time do I need to sink in to get it to that point?
I bet I'd say.
Um, like what was it? And then here, let me give you a quick screenshot of Cruelty Squad because this is
I still gotta
Let's
learn
see.
Cruelty Squad. I still can't make friggin' heads or. I fucking forgot I had that meme in memes. Fuck. I, s- I still can't make heads or tails of that shit.
And that, like, so what you saw in that earlier screenshot, right? That's Godot 3D. This is Godot 3D, but from how Valet made Cruelty Squad.
Valet is a fucking madman, and I salute the
he
dude.
he is a madman. He is also a mad lad because it looks chunky, but it works for the whole aesthetic that he was going for. The dude just wanted to make what he wanted to make, and it just makes me laugh because then you also have what is it? Looking up the quick information for Helldivers, for example, because that was what is it? Here we go, Helldivers 2. Give me some quick info on this. Um, Yep, Arrowhead Game Studios and Joel, the guy that's basically, or what was I guess the guy that heads Arrowhead Game Studios. The only reason this game even has uh uh what's it called microtransactions, it's heavily optional because he told everybody if you buy the super credits, it's not going to anything. I'm just gonna burn the money on fucking Warhammer 40K miniatures because I'm a fucking addict to buying that stuff.
Poor dude.
He's like, if you buy into the microtransactions, I'm just gonna burn the money on figurines for Warhammer. Now I'm just like, oof, oof, that aged like fine milk. That aged like sour milk.
Oh
I
yeah.
wonder if he's still gonna buy or if he's just gonna choose to do something else.
Maybe he'll get some sweet new rims for his car.
I mean, you can always just start buying guns, like that's something you can do. I mean, don't do what I do, guys. I think the stuff is fun because pew pew makes stuff go boom.
Hey, all I'm
The fact
saying is I just need a couple of M1 Brownings and we're good.
I just want to be the guy that builds the first bolter.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm gonna just call it the gyrojet gun or the gyrojet rifle. They're gonna be like, why is it so bulky?
Oh,
Just one hand fire, and all of a sudden a bunch of rockets start flying. A bunch of rocket propelled bullets start flying out of it.
speaking of gyrojets, did you see Brandon Herrera's video on the gyrojet?
Yes, that's why I made that joke.
Ah, fair enough. I feel like that's all fun and games until it literally blows up in the gun.
It's like, oh, he actually did. He
I
had a
know.
misfire.
No, I mean like for your bolter that you were just making a joke about, dude.
Well, that's it, yeah, because that bolter has a secondary explosive charge in the bullet, which is like, wait a minute, what? That explains why everything explodes after a few seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
So for the what was it? But for this thing, it's funny because it's like, yeah, here at what was it? Here at Abstergo Labs, we give you the finest and high end security. With our patented Sentry technology, we fire the whole bullet. That's 65% more bullet per bullet. It's literally, yeah, you are firing the whole bullet out of a gyrojet pistol.
Hey, if it works, it works. And hey, if it
I'm just,
doesn't, it's no longer your problem.
yeah, I mean, I'm just surprised that, after the first and second malfunction, that he kept going, and then it's like, oh, hey, look, the last shot is a full-on critical malfunction. The barrel just flew out with the rocket propelled bullet.
That- I am surprised he did still keep going, but I suppose you got to commit to the bit.
Yeah, he's like, man, this thing cost me $50,000. Each bullet cost me $200, and the barrel just went that way.
Yep. He's like the what is it, like third or fourth YouTuber in that, or no, I think actually the second YouTuber in that circle, because like Demo Ranch did one a little bit before, and then it was like him like recently.
So yeah, so I think what was it? So in the last 2 years alone, you've had Kentucky Ballistics
Oh, he did.
had his 50 cal exploded next to his face.
Yeah, poor dude, especially like after having heard him, talk about the story. Like where he
Yeah.
had to even like stick his thumb in the hole. Fucking
Yep.
hardcore, but poor dude.
Yeah, he jammed his thumb into the hole in his neck so he didn't bleed out, and that's the only thing that was keeping him from bleeding out. Apart from that, what was it? I think yeah, so that was his deal, but then you have high speed ballistics.
Never heard of him.
So it's a 2 or 3 man team, I think. Or might even be a 4 man team, I think, because I think there was 4 dudes with when Brandon Herrera did the collaboration for the gyro jet on with high speed ballistics. That was who was with him. The joke that was made about hey, you think you can handle this rocket? And he goes, yeah, I can handle it. And then that split second, they kind of edited where the whole screen turned black and white, and he's like just like having like World War II flashbacks. That was a joke because again, these dudes have a dark sense of humor, but this is something that happened to that guy. The whole deal with high speed ballistics is they were actually filming. He was going to do a high speed camera shot of him firing an RPG.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, he got a defective RPG or something because when he pulled the trigger, the rocket booster fired inside the I think was no, the rocket booster failed to fire inside the tube, and instead it triggered the explosive on the I think it either triggered the explosive on the rocket propelled grenade,
Uh-huh.
or it triggered the rocket booster in such a way that it overpressured and exploded the entire barrel right next to his face.
Poor dude.
Yeah, so the whole thing explodes, and the only reason he isn't blasted in half from the sheer force of the rocket booster giving out and exploding like that is because he was wearing a ballistic vest, he was wearing his ear pros, and he was also wearing a combat helmet. So he had the full getup that a soldier would wear. Shouldered the RPG, was kneeling while he was shouldering, fired it, and then boom, instead of seeing the thing go forward, the whole thing just explodes in a shockwave. A lot of the shrapnel, some of the shrapnel went into him, and I think was it he lost functionality in that arm for like about a month or two.
Damn. Damn.
He partially went blind in that eye for a small amount of time, and then he also had just a crap ton of scars all over where the shrapnel hit him.
Poor dude.
And they actually thought that he was dead then and there, but when they got to him and they started checking on him, like his own equipment that flew off of him when everything exploded was what saved him because it ate all the impact.
Damn.
Yeah, so he got lucky.
Incredibly.
And this dude's got the balls of steel to go, hey, can we edit in some dark humor here where it looks like I'm having World War II flashbacks? And so yeah, but it's like yeah, but it's like Arrowhead Studios. Come on, if you can't spend money on Warhammer, you could always spend money on guns. And the best part is, if you get bored of it, you can always sell it back for more cash,
Yeah, exactly.
or just spend money on really expensive rounds and go have fun at the fire range.
If it
Because
works, I guess.
and if not that, then go buy Legos. Congratulations, it's like the same thing except you're not painting anything.
Lego actually
Or go,
has some pretty cool sets. Like I was going Walmart the other day. Well, I say the other
they've
day.
made they've
Like,
made them so much more complicated.
oh, I know. Like last year, like there was a set that kind of kept taunting me. Obviously, I didn't pick it up because that shit's expensive. But
Yeah.
they had this really neat like 2020 Ford GT model, and I was so fucking tempted were it not expensive.
Oh yeah, the Technic.
No, I don't think it was a Technic. Like it didn't say Technic anywhere on it,
Oh
but it was like modeled to look just like an actual 20 GT, and I was like, "Whoa, dude, I need this." So I saw
yeah,
the
I
price tag.
gotta
I
I
was
gotta
like,
look at that.
"Yeah, fuck that. I'm gonna grab the cereal instead."
Yeah. There was I remember when they came out with the Death Star.
That
That
shit.
was like a 13,000 piece set, I think. Or yeah, no, 1,300 piece set. There we go. And the hilarious part was that like I go and look up the Death Star now, and it's like a 3,200 piece set, and it's worth 3 times as much because it's way more pieces. It's way more complicated. And the
Okay.
same goes for every other re-release of like Star Wars big name ships. So like the Star Destroyer, the what was it, the light cruiser, the TIE fighters. They've just it went from, yeah, this is the design, to we've over engineered the design.
Speaking of Star Wars, when I was at the gaming shop today, there was
So,
shitloads of different Star Wars models I could have bought if I'd had cash.
gotcha, yeah.
Like they had everything from like prequel trilogy to like some expanded universe shit to friggin' like cartoon stuff. They had I think a little bit of sequel trilogy, like not too much sequel trilogy stuff. And
Yeah.
it was so cool, like just seeing that stuff.
Yeah.
Like I was really tempted had I had the cash, but the laundromat kind of tapped me out. But it was nice to gawk at least.
Yeah. One thing that I've started getting into, and I honestly, I'm embarrassed to say this though, I got into building Gundam models. I have one HG for the what was it? I have it right here, the RGM 89 Jagan, and I have not finished building it yet.
Why are you embarrassed,
And
bro? Gundam's pretty
oh,
cool.
oh, it's no, no. I'm embarrassed that it's. I've had this Jagan model sitting on my desk for a better part of a year, and I'm nowhere closer to finishing than the first day I started, and then just never picked it back up.
Dude,
And
life happens.
the hilarious thing is, I've got it in my mind that it's like, huh, well, the HG wasn't that hard. I should go ahead and get a master grade.
Oh boy.
And then as well, like a couple of my friends who are heavy into doing these figurines are like, stop being a dumbass. You ain't ready. Don't do it. First off, it's way more complicated than what you got right now, and then on top of that, no, you're gonna get discouraged if you try to do it.
I see.
Yeah, and then I'm just like, but but the HGs look so good, though. Or sorry, the MGs look so good though. Let's see. Apart from that, I'm just bringing it back to like independent. Independent is the way to go, honestly, at this point, because anything that's tied to a big name company or a triple A company, or even what was it? What they got, quadruple A companies now is what they're calling them.
Oh, speaking of, did you see that there was some fucking dumbass game dude who was like, "Oh yeah, you know how games are like $70? We should totally be have to tip $10 to $20 off the
Oh
top."
my god, no. Games were never supposed to be 70. They were 60, and even then, before that they were fucking $50. The only reason it made sense to do 60 is because they stopped using normal compact discs, and they switched the entire infrastructure to start manufacturing Blu-ray discs.
Yeah, like if anything, games should be fucking cheaper now because we're not using physical media much
Yeah, no,
anymore.
no, we're not even using physical media. That's another thing too. The whole point of the Blu-ray was to make the data compression and storage on the disc that much easier to do. Cool. Now we're doing what was it? We're doing downloadable content, and fucking Call of Duty is 3 terabytes.
Oh yeah, speaking of downloadable
That's the
content, fuck you, Todd Howard, for horse armor. You did this to us. Fuck. Speaking of, the
um,
Fallout
that's
show, utter garbage, despite what everyone is gaslighting you guys into believing. The show is
so
shit.
so I just watched the first and second episode. Uh and I have like a couple gripes. I
Only a
haven't
couple?
caught up yet, so don't spoil it for me. I want to actually catch up to it.
Oh, I'm not, but I'm just gonna air out
But
one of my major gripes. The fucking bullets, man. Ain't no fucking revolver round or any of that shit blowing that
like,
fucking big ass of a hole into ya. Like, I'd understand if it was like some big ass, like maybe, okay, like 58, like maybe even 58, I don't think would be do that fucking big, would it?
uh, well, it depends, because there's not even 50 AE, but it's, what is it? How
Like,
big a hole we talking?
did you, like, I'm talking like just that, even that, like, first scene they show you with, the ghoul.
I'm on
fucking.
the second episode, so hold up. I'm on the second episode, so
Oh, I'll shut the fuck up then. But like there was.
yeah.
Never mind. Sorry.
so
Sorry.
so
That's rude of me. I'm sorry. I
even
fucking forgot.
so I'll go ahead and say this. Even with say, okay, so what's the so I've been like getting into a lot of watching ballistics testing with like a variety of calibers.
Speaking
Even like,
of, did you see Kentucky Ballistics' new video on testing medieval weapons, like on like modern kit?
ooh, no, but I'm interested in watching it. I'm assuming the warbow arrow punch through Kevlar, no problem.
No, he kind of cheaped out on some stuff. So like he got
Aw,
some of the really low quality stuff, and like I think what
yeah,
happened was like some of the like folks who made the shit saw him coming, so they gave him the lower quality metals and whatnot for stuff.
that sucks.
Like, but I gotta say, like there's some pretty neat weapons that are used in that. Like I'm not gonna spoil that for you, but
Oh yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
a
That,
great video, dude.
that's one of those where I would say because like a lot of the gun VTubers I watch are all pretty much they're friends with each other. Um, Kentucky should have gone and talked to administrative results because administrative results his whole spiel like his you want to see him nerd out, talk about bows. He will nerd the fuck out and he
Oh,
will
there's no
recommend.
bows. Like it's just regular melee weapons,
Oh, that's
and
unfortunate
also like one
because
throwable. Like, but I'm not gonna spoil what throwable it is.
okay, so I'm assuming we're talking flail, mace, war pick, was it axes, hammers.
I suppose you just have to
Um,
find out for yourself, dude.
yeah, I'm gonna have to. Yeah.
But it is such a
Um,
great video, dude. Like I was watching that not too long before you hopped in, and then there was like a video that
yeah.
popped up in my recommended. There was a dude fucking, well, I mean, two dudes who revived a Model T and drove that in Colorado.
Nice.
Yeah, it was. I'll have to link you those videos after this.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Okay, so let's see. What was it? Hold on, give me a second to kind of reconfigure and figure out where I wanted to go. So like we've got what the what was this called, the quadruple A game,
Shit.
and I don't know why, but it's like apparently the Callisto Protocol is being referred to as a quadruple A game, which I'm like, no, that's a triple A game.
The
And the
Callisto
only reason
Protocol ain't
anyone's
even fucking trauma tier, bro.
and it's like whoever the hell is saying that it's a oh it's a quadruple A game. It's like no. The only reason you guys are saying that is because fucking Asmongold said it, and so you guys think it is now because
I
you guys
have
listen to.
opinions about
Oh,
Asmongold, but I'm
I
not
do
gonna
not.
say them.
I have no respect for Asmongold. Like every now and again, he says something that actually makes sense, but even a fucking broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
This motherfucker's a moron, and it's ugh.
I mean, you heard my name for him. You know my opinion probably already.
Yeah. And it's what was it? I think it's I was watching Nux Taku basically covered a quick bit. He was talking about a certain streaming company and how they pulled out of Korea and how it's just a dying platform and it's probably not going to be around for 5 years. And um essentially they play it's obvious these guys play favorites because you have the OTK streamer house and there's like the big names are all there. Asmongold's part of that, so is Miskiff, so is Emiru. And granted, maybe some of them have done questionable actions. Miskiff definitely has been called out for doing something. Asmongold has definitely done things he shouldn't have done. And when it came time for the manhammer to drop because they violated terms of service, nothing ever happened. But someone so much as sneezes wrong. Well, you're not in the inner circle, so of course the banhammer is going to get dropped on you with something like a just for simply saying, yeah, I don't think this was right.
Speaking of, Did you see like you? I mean, you saw the Twitch rule change, like, oh, you can't have things focus on a certain body part, blah 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 blah, no skimpy shit, blah 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 blah.
Oh, is this
Well,
about Stellar Blade?
no, I'm talking about regular like Twitch rules.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, they don't even keep up with that anymore.
Yeah, I know, because I just went into the pool section again just to see how enforced it wasn't, and what a surprise, it wasn't.
Yeah, no, it never is. That's just it.
Rambo the Driving Ape is still the best pool streamer though.
Huh.
Basically, Rambo the Driving Ape is just a like long running channel. It's gonna run, I believe, I think it's for like 365 days, or it could have been longer than that. And it's just a like a playing video of a ape driving a golf cart around a golf course or something
Yeah.
like that. Which I'll take that kind of pool streamer over what it could be.
Yeah. That's look, it's one of those things where it's like here's a company that they don't know what they're doing anymore. They're just trying to stay afloat. But at the same time, it's like, man, come on, you're doing something where you have a choice to make. You either try to clean up your act
Yeah,
and
right.
you actually do what you're supposed to, but you're probably gonna speed up the you're probably gonna speed up the process at which your ship is sinking, or you go ahead and continue doing what you're doing and end up losing it all because at some point someone somewhere is going to complain and they're going to be someone that has pool they're going to have specific they're either going to have the right amount of influence or they are someone who with one word will have all the three-letter agencies on your rear end trying to investigate what's going on,
Yep.
or worse, go after Amazon, and now Amazon is looking at you weird like what the hell are you doing over there, you're not supposed to be making the block hot for us.
I'm kind of surprised it hasn't already happened, considering some of the shit in the
it,
different
it
streams with the metas.
it's not because it's not affecting Amazon's bottom line yet. At the end of the day, Amazon has been bankrolling everything, but even the CEO has admitted himself that what's up? The CEO himself has admitted that the company is no longer profitable. That's why they had to pull out of South Korea because they weren't making enough cash to justify continuing streaming in South Korea.
I'm not surprised. Like you can see Twitch is dying. Like you look at the different categories, they have millions of followers, but at the end of the day, you'll be lucky to see any of the categories even breach 1 million viewers at any time concurrently.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Well, that's pretty much all I got right now. Sorry that it's gonna be a short one, but it's getting late for me. Sorry.
It's fine, dude. All else fails, like we can try this again another time.
Yeah, no problem. You have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Have a good time, guys. See you guys later. Thanks for watching a rather short StarchCast. Sorry it was so short. I was expecting it to be longer, but life happens. Uh, so yeah. Thanks for watching.